The point of free speech is to protect the truth by protecting those who question it.
Freedom of speech equally protects my right to say what you are saying is inappropriate and should not be said.
Safe places, trigger warnings, these are just tools to control the limits on what you are allowed to think.
There should be no platform for words that make the world more dangerous for others.
Who would you entrust with the responsibility of deciding for you what you can and cannot say and hear?
Ridiculing the free speech of others is itself an exercise and act of free speech.
The greatest threat to all civil liberty is a culture of popular opinion that doesn't allow for dissident voices.
It is impossible to establish equity in the present without accounting for the injustices of the past.
Affirmative action inherently discriminates against one group in favor of another group.
We must correct our politics in order to create fair opportunities for systemically marginalized populations.
It should not be up to a minority to dictate the policies of the majority.
You are just speaking from a position of privilege.
Rhetoric about privilege is just another narrative to control discourse and shut down opposing viewpoints.
Those who oppose political correctness have their own standards for what is permissible to be said. Political incorrectness is just its own brand of political correctness too.
You are the only one who controls your feelings, and nobody said you had the right not to be offended.
The right to self-expression must never include the right to threaten others.
You will allow the emotions of other people to dictate rules that in turn limit your ability to express yourself?
Hatred of political correctness is just a cover to say hateful things about others.
I find it offensive that you find liberty offensive. Does it matter if I'm offended too?
The point of political correctness is not to protect people's feelings, but to protect their lives.
Every fight for justice has been waged by people who stood up against the moral zeitgeist of their times. Muting nonconformists is the end of social progress.
Intimidation and harassment are not free speech. They are the opposite. They rob their victims of being heard.
Fascism is essentially political correctness taken to its extreme. One code of behavior trumping all else, unquestionable, undebatable.
Would you oppose PC culture if you, yourself, were the member of a minority population struggling against entrenched systems that leave you and your family racialized and marginalized?
Education is about being confronted with ideas that make you uncomfortable. If we create a society that can't live with uncomfortable ideas, we cannot have an educated society.
People who hate political correctness are just scared that historically disenfranchised communities now have access to information and the ability to organize themselves politically.
The more you cry racist and sexist every time something offends you, the more attention you distract from the issues, and the more attention you bring to broadcasting your sensitivities.
Political correctness arises when people grow more aware of the needs and situations of others. It is indicative of a society that is growing more compassionate.
Political correctness is not a synonym for basic empathy. You can't enforce society's attitude with a thought police.
The people you deride as social justice warriors are just people who want society to realize that the way we speak and act towards one another actually matters.
Political correctness always boils down to special treatment for one group over another. It is unequal.
Political correctness is an important part of how we progress and move forward as a society by reconciling and atoning for the legacies of oppression in history.
I want liberty, the right to always say what I believe to be true.
I want freedom, laws that protect people from being exploited or tyrannized by others.
I want equality. Everyone should be treated exactly the same.
I want equity. Make the playing field level for those who have been left out.